Hello everyone, yes it is I, Reuben, and I'm here today to convince you of one thing, and that is that books are better than toast. Books are better than toast, but toast is awesome! I love toast, although it doesn't really fill me with awe, but it does make me happy. I probably should use the word awesome a bit more carefully. Anyway, books are better than toast, and you might think, but I love toast. I do like books, but how are books better than toast? Come with me, I'm going to show you. Okay, so here's the first way that books are better than toast. They last longer. And you go, what? What do you mean they last longer? Well, if you have toast, it's obviously bread. You put it in the toaster, you wait about a minute, and then it pops. And you have to eat it straight away. You have to. Because if you don't, it goes cold. And then there's nothing worse than cold toast. It's horrible. But if you buy a book, you don't have to read it straight away. Obviously you want to because you just bought it and you're excited, but you can put it on the shelf. You can buy a book. Here's like Peter Pan. You can buy a book and you go, I'll put it up on the shelf. Excellent. And you can come back 50 years later. It'll still be there. You can take it down and read it, and it's just as good as the day you got it. It's brilliant. But toast does not last very long. So get toast, eat it quick, and then it's gone, and that's it. And what can you do? You have more toast. I do like toast, by the way. But a book, it lasts forever. It's great. I love it. Another reason why books are better than toast is that books can change your emotions about how you feel. Now you might think, well, if I have toast, it does make me happy, unless I have a bit of toast which is like old bread, which is all stale, and then that makes me sad. But you wouldn't really eat that on purpose. You'd want to have bread to make you happy. But sometimes actually feeling sad in a book is actually a nice thing, because you feel a bit sad and then the book makes you happier later on, which is really good. So I'm going to show you an example. Look, this book is called Lost and Found. Okay, so lost and found. Lost, bit sad. Found, pretty happy. Okay, let's read the book and see what happens. Okay, and remember, you feel your emotions, see what it feels like. Oh, we've got a suitcase. That's all we have on the first page. Let's go. Lost and Found. I'll show you the pictures as well so you can see. Oh, once there was a boy, and one day he found a penguin at his door. Oh, a penguin at his door. That'd be great. Imagine finding a penguin at your door. The boy didn't know where it had come from, but it began to follow him everywhere. The penguin looked sad, and the boy thought it must be lost. Oh no, I'm feeling a bit upset now. I'm feeling a bit sad. So the boy decided to help the penguin find his way home. Ah, that's good. He checked in the Lost and Found office, but no one was missing a penguin. He asked some birds if they knew where the penguin came from, but they ignored him. Some birds are like that. The boy asked his duck, but the duck floated away. He didn't know. I think it's a rubber duck when you're having a bath. You don't really have a bath. Do you have a bath with a real duck? I don't think so. It's just a rubber duck. That night, the boy couldn't sleep for disappointment. He wanted to help the penguin, but he didn't know how. Now I'm feeling sad. See, the book's making me sad. Why did I read a sad book? Keep going, you find out. The next morning, he discovered that penguins come from the South Pole. But how could he get there? He's only a boy. He ran down to the harbour and asked a big ship to take him to the South Pole, but his voice was much too small to be heard over the ship's horn. Where? I don't see the boy anywhere. Oh my goodness! Look at the size! Look! There's the boy there! Look how big the boat is! The ship! There's the front of the ship! Look! And the boy, that's a lighthouse there. It's a gigantic ship. No wonder they can't hear him. He's too small. Still sad. So together, he and the penguin would row to the South Pole. The boy took his rowboat out of the cupboard and they tested it for size and strength. He's hitting it with a hammer. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. They packed everything they would need, and together they pushed the rowboat out to sea. It's a long way to go. They rowed south for many days. Look at the size of the boat. Look at the waves. These look like mountains. They're not. They're made of water. And he went for many days and nights with the boy, telling stories all the way. The penguin listened to everything that the boy said. Oh, he must really like him. They floated through good weather and bad. Oh, I see lightning. Do you see the lightning? Look at the lightning. Oh. And when the waves were as big as mountains. Until they came to the South Pole. Hey, the boy was delighted. Now we're happy. But the penguin said nothing. Suddenly it looked sad again as the boy helped it out of the boat. But he got him home. He should be happy. The boy said goodbye and floated away. But as he looked back, the penguin looked sadder than ever. I thought he was going to be happy, and he's sad. It felt strange to be on his own. And the more he thought, the more he realised he was making a big mistake. The penguin wasn't lost. He was just lonely. Oh no, he's put him on. Oh, I can't believe it. Quickly, he turned the boat around and headed back to the South Pole as fast as he could. But look, the penguin, there's the boy. He's going this way around the iceberg. and the penguin is going this way in an umbrella to get him. They've just missed each other. Oh no, I'm getting very stressed. At last he reached the pole again. But where was the penguin? The boy searched and searched, but he was nowhere to be found. He even used a super telescope. Couldn't find him anywhere. Oh, they've missed each other. Oh no. Sadly, the boy set off for home. Now he's sad going home. There was no point telling stories because there was no one to listen except the wind and the waves. But then the boy saw something in the water ahead of him. Oh, closer and closer he got until he could see. I think I know what it is. The penguin! Oh, oh, they got a big hug. And so the boy and his friend went home together, talking of wonderful things all the way. You see? So it makes you feel happy. Now, sometimes I was feeling a bit sad, I was getting a bit anxious, and then getting a bit frustrated when the penguin went this way around the iceberg and the boy went the other way, and you're like, no, you're going the wrong way. You're trying to catch up and meet up with each other, you see. But then it ended up that they were happy together at the end. Now, the next time I read this book, because my daughter loves this book, when I read it to her, she knows that that's how it's going to end. So she doesn't get upset. The first time she read it, she was like, oh, are they going to meet up? I don't know what's going to happen. But after you have it the second time, and hold on, that's just like toast. Toast is you can't eat toast twice. You eat a piece of toast once and then it's gone and then that's it. But books are great because you can have it again and you can digest it. Remember our word digest? You can digest it again and again, and then you don't have to be scared because there's a monster there. You kind of go, but I know that the man beats the bad guy, the monster at the end of the book. I know because we read it the first time. So the second time you come in, you're clever. You're like, haha, I know what's going on here. You see, haha. Better than toast. It's funny actually because they use the same word with books as they do with toast. So they say you digest a book and you digest toast. Now when they say with toast they mean you eat the toast, goes in down into your belly and you're like delicious and you digest it. But when you digest a book, you get the book and you digest it. It's like the words go into your brain and they make your brain. It's like the food in toast goes in and nourishes your body, but the words go in and you digest them and they make your brain better. So what's really good with books is that you can just keep reading and reading and reading and reading and reading, and the more you read, the better it is for you. You can never go, oh, I've read too many books today, I feel ill. However, if you have 75 slices of toast, you're there like, oh, my belly is very full, Dad, I think I'm going to get sick. And that would not be good, because usually 1 or 2 bits of toast is nice, but you could have 75 books. My little boy went to the library, he got 20 books from the library, and he was just reading his way. We kept saying, are you eating your way through those books? He's like, nom, nom, nom. No, he wasn't there. Dad, can I have ketchup on my book? Because the library won't be too happy if you go back and they go, here's the book, I'm sorry, my son ate all the pages. That would be terrible. But he ate right through the book, and we're like, how many? So we say, how many did you eat today? And he goes, Dad, I ate 3 books yesterday. And when he says he eats them, he means to digest them into his brain, gets all the ideas from it. Because you know what? Don't tell people this, but books make your brain smarter. They do, because you learn loads of cool things. Now you can have ones with stories and like this, which are just great fun, but also you can kind of go, oh, I just learned about rabbits. I got a book about rabbits, and you learn all about rabbits, and then the next day you're there going, I'm slightly cleverer than my friends now because I read a book. And then you can go, did you know this? And you give them some information about rabbits, and your friends are there going, how did you know that? Where did you learn that? And you go, oh, I read in a book. You can never say about toast. You get the people go, how did you know that? Well, I ate some toast and then I just didn't feel great. That's not good. That's not good. Books can also be a little bit mysterious, so you don't really know what's going on. Now, adults read these books where they're kind of like a mystery book, and you spend the whole book going through trying to work out who is the bad guy. Is it that guy there? Is it this one here? Oh, and they give you little clues, and you have to pay attention. And you look at this and you go, I can't work it. And then at the end, you're like, oh, I can't believe I didn't get that right. But they do it for kids as well, and it's great. I've got a great book here called, look at this, I Want My Hat Back. This is very funny. Okay, but toast is not mysterious. Toast is not, you have some toast, you go, oh, it's toast, I put butter on it, that's it. It's not very mysterious, but wait till you see this book. This is great. It's kind of funny as well, but it's a bit mysterious. I want my hat back. Are you ready? My hat is gone. I want it back. Have you seen my hat? No, I haven't seen your hat. Okay. Thank you anyway. It's a very strange book. Have you seen my hat? Oh, look, it's a frog. No, I've not seen any hats around here. Okay. Thank you anyway. Have you seen my hat? No. Why are you asking me? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any hats anywhere. I would not steal a hat. Don't ask me any more questions. Okay. Thank you anyway. This is a very strange book. Have you seen my hat? He's talking to the turtle. I haven't seen anything all day. I've been trying to climb this rock. Would you like me to lift you on top of it? Yes, please. Have you seen my hat? Oh, he's talking to the snake. I saw a hat once. It was blue and round. My hat doesn't look like that. Thank you anyway. We don't know what his hat looks like. Have you seen my hat? What is a hat? Thank you anyway. What is this story doing? What's going on? Nobody has seen my hat. What if I never see it again? What if nobody ever finds it? My poor hat. I miss it so much. What's the matter? I've lost my hat and nobody has seen it. And what does your hat look like? Well, it's red and it's pointy. I have seen my hat. Have you seen his hat? Do you remember? Red and pointy hat. It's a mystery book. You got to pay attention. If you're sleeping, you'll miss it. Don't be stuffing your face with toast. You'll miss it. I have seen my hat. Look at the eyes. He's like, I have seen my hat. Oh, I totally know where it is. Where could it be? Where could it be? Look, he's running backwards through the story to all the different characters. You stole my hat. What? Angry face. That bold rabbit. I love my hat. Where's the... Oh. I think he's having the rabbit. Excuse me, have you seen a rabbit wearing a hat? No? Why are you asking me? I haven't seen him. I haven't seen any rabbits anywhere. I would not eat a rabbit. Don't ask me any more questions. Okay, thank you anyway. The end. It's great. It's a mystery story because you have to work out who stole the hat, but you don't know what the hat looks like, and you think he's going to meet an animal that eventually has the hat. But when he eventually works out who has got the hat, he's like, I met you like 10 minutes ago, and it was the rabbit. Very good, you see. That's great. And mystery. Now, of course, when you read it the second time, kids get all excited because they look and they go, oh, the rabbit's got the hat. And when you get to the bit, look, the bit where the hat is, here, look. Have you seen my hat? No. Why are you asking me? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. He's acting very suspicious, that rabbit. Why? Because the hat's on his head. That's why. And when I read this with my little girl, she's like, Dad, he took the hat. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's great fun. And it races through it like that. And then he goes back and he's like, I have seen my hat. That rabbit. Oh, I'm going to get him. Yeah, the funny thing about books is that you're kind of learning even when you look at the book and go, this book is nonsense. For example, look at this book. Captain Underpants. This is not educational. There's nothing. This is just a silly book. Look, there's even got loads of cool pictures and stuff in it as well. Loads of stuff like that. But when you read, your brain gets stimulated, you see, and your brain gets better, and it's really good for concentrating on things because you can kind of sit there going, I've got all these ideas in my head, and you won't get bored as much because your brain will be able to make up things, which doesn't really happen with like a video game or something like that, because you're kind of sitting there going, I will play the video game, and all these things are hitting you in the face, which is good. Video games are fun, but with a book, the stuff is in your brain, you see, and then sometimes you can sit there going, I'm going to think about that book I read. Oh my goodness, that was so amazing, and you can get really excited about it, and it's all in your imagination, which is good. Because your imagination is very important, and using books, it gets your imagination going and can make you think of cool stuff. It's a bit like when you go to the cinema. You go to the cinema and suddenly there might be a big monster on the screen and everyone's like, ah, and they kind of think they're terrified. They're all like, oh, this is awful. But the monster looks the same to everybody. However, if you read in a book, let's say I'm going to make up a story now. Okay, so they read a book and they go, the little boy opened the bedroom door. Under the bed, he saw something slinking around, and he thought he saw something with teeth. He wasn't too sure. It looked very hairy as well. Oh, now your imagination is way better than anything I can imagine. There, your imagination is different to my imagination, different to someone else. So I'm imagining something, and then your one is imagining something different. If we go to a cinema, we all see the same thing on the picture. But if you read a book, everybody has pictured a thing differently. And if it's a scary monster, it'll be the scariest thing ever. If it's something really happy, it'll be the happiest thing ever, because your brain is filling all the bits in that you can't see. They just read the words. If you see a scary monster, your brain fits in all the bits, and that's why books are amazing, because your brain fits in all the bits, and it adds extra things in and puts stuff in. And then when I'm talking to someone else about a book I read, I go, oh, the monster's this way, and they're like, really? I thought the monster was this way. And you go, what? I thought the monster had like 16 arms. They're like, no, I thought they had 16 legs. Really? Is that how you saw it? And and then you have a chat with your friend and go, that's funny, we read the same book and we thought two totally different things about it, but if we see a movie, it looks the same for both of us. So that's kind of cool that it affects your brain that way. Although everybody likes toast, little babies don't have any teeth and they can't actually eat toast, but books can be for anyone, no matter how big or small you are. For example, this book is a bit small for me. It's called Peepo, but it's actually really good for little kids, little babies. Look, it's got little pictures here. Now the babies can't read the words, but look, they can look through the little hole like this. Look, hello, and go beepo, and they can see the different pictures and they can follow the pictures like that. And that's what you kind of do when you're smaller. You look at the pictures and then the words, you don't really care about the words, but as you get a bit bigger, you go, oh, that word there, that's the word for bedroom, and that's a bedroom, and then this is teddy, and then you find the teddy and you start looking for things, and it gets to be big fun, you see, like that. And look, there's a little pram, and look, and there's people over here, I see, like this, which is really good. So you start off in little simple books, and then you get to much, much bigger books. Of course, now when you're an adult, then you don't really use pictures anymore. You write, look, you have big books like this, and look how many pages there are. There's no pictures. What? Don't forget, you see, when you're an adult now, all the pictures are in your brain. When you're small, you kind of have to learn what things look like. When you're an adult, then you know. And that's why a book is great, because you have all the stuff in there and you read the sentence and then your brain fills in all the bits and pieces, and it's great. Of course, the other huge difference between toast and books, and why books are better, is that toast is kind of all the same. Now, there are different types of bread you can have. You can have brown bread and white bread, and bread with like little nutty bits on it, and wholemeal bread and whole grain bread. But a lot of toast is kind of similar. But books, wow, there's loads of different things. You can get like really serious books, very serious learning books. You can get reference books, like big dictionaries. You can look up things and the meaning of words. Or you can get books which are just ridiculously simple. Oh, and very silly. I've got two books here. Look at this. This one teaches you how to develop a superpower memory. Oh, so if you read this book, you'll be able to remember like a whole shopping list without having to write it down. People's names, numbers, loads of stuff like that. This book says you can do that. And look, here's another book, completely different. I need a new bum. I need a new bum. Ridiculous. So look, books can do something kind of helpful for you. Ridiculous nonsense, just to make you laugh. Nothing wrong with making you laugh. That's funny as well. But with toast, pretty much you're having a bit of a snack, bit of breakfast, and you eat your toast and you go, that's okay, that's fine. But you can't eat 20 slices of it, and it's all pretty much the same. You can put jam and different things on it, haha, but that's the or Nutella or something like that. But that's the jam and the Nutella or marmalade making it better. The toast is still the same. You know, you don't have to put jam on a book. You don't have to, go, oh, this book would be so much funnier if it had biscuits stuck inside it. No, you just read the book. I need a new bum. That's very funny. And this one makes your brain bigger. Oh. Some books are better than toast because they actually allow you to make some decisions in the book. You might think, what? What do you mean decision? Well, I can decide to read the book or not read the book. Yeah, but there's better ones than that. I had this book here, look, when I was a little kid, well, a little bit bigger, maybe teenager, called The Warlock of Firetop Mountain. And it's a great book because it has got loads of different pages on it, and it's all exciting. Look, there's pictures. Look, there's all, look, swords and weapons and stuff. It's very cool in there. And you go to the book and you get to a bit where it says you make a decision. You turn this way or turn this way. Turn to page 62 if you want to fight the dragon, or turn to page 74 if you want to run down the corridor. I'm like, oh, I'll decide to go this way. You can't do that with toast. That doesn't work with toast. Now, most books aren't like this at all, but you can make books which are very different than normal books, and that's what you like about books, because you get all these quirky different ones and loads of pictures and stuff, and there's monsters and things in here as well. And look, and there's, look, a special chamber. Look, there's a fire burning up here as well. I remember, and there's loads. You could buy tons of these books. I've got pictures of them here. I think they had pictures in the book. Are they on the back? Oh, there they are. There they are. Look. Tons of books, and all these books here, and they all are different adventures. And you start off and you try and get your way through, and if you try and get to the end, now most books when you read them, you just start like toast. You start eat the way. When you get to the end of the toast, you go, well, that's the end. You don't ever not get there unless you were lazy and didn't eat the toast, or you put it down and didn't finish it quickly, and then it goes cold, and then you put it in the bin. But with this book, there's not one ending. There's lots of different endings and lots of different stories, and depending which way you read it, it goes different directions, which is very cool. I do like that. But most books aren't like that, but I like those kind of books because they're kind of cool. But it's very cool that you can just have a book which makes you work your way through to the end, and at the end you go, oh, that was great. And then what do? You have it again. You read the book again, or pop it up on a shelf and you forget about it, and then 10 years later you come back and you're like, oh, I absolutely love that book. You can't do that with toast. No, imagine biting into toast going, this toast is delicious. Mom, I'm going to put this on the shelf. I'm going to save it for 10 years. And when I come back in 10 years, I'll have the rest of that toast. And then in 10 years' time, you take it down, you go, oh, this blue mildew is all grown on it. Oh, sorry. Oh, don't eat that. It's disgusting. You can't keep food like that. It'll go rotten. It'll be horrible. Keep food in cans. But you can't do that. But a book you can keep forever. It'll keep it forever and ever on the shelf in your attic. And you give it to a friend. You borrow it and give it back to them like that. You don't lend toast to a friend. You can't lend. Like, oh, would you like, John, would you like to have some toast? Here, you could borrow my toast. Don't forget to give it back to me. And your friend's like, oh, thanks very much for the lend of the toast. And you go, don't eat it. He's like, well, well, toast is no use unless I eat it. Where you can give someone a book and they can read it 100 times and they don't ruin the book. Now, they could rip the pages, they could wreck it, but if you're just reading it, it doesn't wreck it. It's good, so you can share a book. That's why the libraries are so cool, because you can borrow books in the library, you can read through it like that, put it back, and the next person reads it, and they get the same experience. That wouldn't work with toast. Imagine a toast library. Oh, that would be awesome. I'm using the word awesome again. But you go along and you go, I'll have this bit of toast here, please, and I'll have this bit of toast here, and I'll take this out, and the librarian's like, have you returned your toast? You're like, oh, I ate the toast. They're like, what? You ate the toast? That belongs to the library. You're going to be in terrible trouble. You're like, but that's all you do with toast is you eat it. That's why books are better than toast. Definitely. The other problem with toast is that it's quite quick. You don't really spend an hour eating toast. Can you imagine spending an hour eating toast? By the time you get to the end, the toast would be disgusting. Whereas the book, sometimes people read really fast when they're excited, or sometimes, especially if you're reading one of your favorite books, you actually might read it slowly because you go, oh, I'm really enjoying reading all the words of this. So it could be something, and also it could be a massive book. Look at this giant book here, Lord of the Rings. This is a very big book. And look at all the words. Look, how many pages are there? There's over 1,000. Over 1,000 pages. That's better than 1,000 bits of toast. So you can spend ages. That might take you like days, weeks to read it, unless you sat there all day and night. But you couldn't do that with toast. You couldn't be like, I'm going to go on holidays with this piece of toast and I shall eat it for 7 days. That doesn't work. You can't do that. But with a book, you can bring it away and escape. And you might think, but this book is massive. This book is tiny. Because watch, I have other books that I like here. Hold on, I got 3 of them here. Look at the size of these. Look, they're bigger than my head. Look how big these are. And these are space books. They're all about spaceships and different aliens and stuff. And they're great. And I love that. They're called sci-fi or science fiction, which is great. They're just made up stories. But look how big they are. Look at this. Can you imagine reading away through all of that? So much more in books. And still, you can put those in your bag, you can bring them on a holiday, and you'll have such a brilliant time. And also, if you sit on the beach, and if you put a book on the beach, the sand doesn't wreck it. Imagine putting toast on the beach, and you go, oh, I'll go back to my toast now. I've got a sandwich. I have sand in my teeth. I know it's disgusting, but books are okay because you can put them on the beach like that. You could probably spill a bit of a drink. I wouldn't recommend spilling a drink, but you can give it a bit of a wipe. You'll still be able to read the words and stuff. Don't drop it into a swimming pool though. I don't think books survive very much after. Like if you got a little bit of rain, might be okay, but they couldn't get too wet because they are made of paper, and that wouldn't do the job like that. But they're very, very durable, and they last much stronger than toast. Definitely much stronger than toast. Sure, toast has to be in a plastic packet or a pack to keep it safe from any water and stuff wrecking it and destroying the whole thing. But these, look at this. And also, you could work out. I'm just lifting my books for sheer strength. Oh, I love it. It's great.